Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for Rodríguez versus Alex Caceres, and yeah, this was kind of a whatever main card for me. I mean, good matchups, but the fights weren't as exciting as they could have been. I mean, the prelims were amazing with finishes and big knockouts, but then when you got to the main card, it was just drag it out to decision victories for a lot of the fighters. I was kind of frustrated by it, especially the main event. I was kind of hoping for some big, flashy knockout from Rodríguez or Alex Caceres. Oh yeah, before I get started, I just want to say, do a shout out to Alex Caceres here. He gave me an autograph card of his years ago. Really nice guy. Got to have a few words with him. Yeah, so felt bad he lost this main event. But on the other side, I've met Rodríguez as well, and he's a great guy. So, you know, best of luck to both of them in the UFC and their future bouts and whatnot. But yeah, so there's a post-fight show, the main card, and let's get started. So the main event was a featherweight clash with Rodríguez and Alex Caceres, and this was pretty much a split decision. I don't know how they got a split decision here, because I had Rodríguez winning 3 if not 4 of the rounds out of 5. At least 10-9. I mean, I don't see any 10-8 rounds in this fight, but you know, I would say a good 3 to 4 10-9 rounds for Rodríguez. Yeah, there's a lot of hit and move, and a lot of missed shots on both parties, but started to find his range midway into this fight, and it was a good win for Rodríguez. But yeah, it was split decision, so I was kind of like, huh? I don't know how they got that, but yeah, Rodríguez won by split decision here. Then in the co-main event, in the featherweight division, we had Dennis the Menace Bermudez versus Honey Jason. Honey Jason, I mean, this guy, he could finish fights left and right. Dennis Bermudez, he's kind of a drag-it-out wrestler. Some people may find that boring. I like Dennis Bermudez. I think he's fun to watch. He's a likable character. And yeah, he won decision unanimous. It was pretty much, he used his dominant positions to win a decision here. And it was a good win for Dennis Bermudez. Yeah, again, I think he should fight Cub next. Then in the middleweight division, also on the main card, we had Tally's Ladies versus Chris Camozzi. I figured Tally's Ladies would get this done. I thought he was going to get it done by, well, actually, that was pretty much how I had it, submission. I figured he would get a submission, but I had it in round 2, I believe. Have to double check my pre-fight show on that. But yeah, Tally's Ladies, he got it done. Submission, rear naked choke, 3rd round. It was a late stoppage. It was over halfway into the 3rd round. And the only finish on this main card, which drove me nuts. Out of a 6-fight main card, only 1 finish. But nonetheless, good job for Tally's Ladies. Chris Camozzi is a tough, durable veteran in the UFC. He's been fighting in the UFC for years. And yeah. Then in the welterweight division, also on the main card, we had Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Zach Cummins. Zach Cummins, he is a tough, durable veteran. Santiago, he's a guy you look at and go, he could be the future of this welterweight division here. Santiago, I felt like should have just mopped the floor with Zach Cummins. No disrespect to Zach Cummins, but I look at Santiago Ponzinibbio as that Brazilian that has a long, lengthy reach, and boom, he just gets those knockouts, gets those finishes, works his BJJ skills, and gets finishes on a guy like Zach Cummins. Now, when you get to the top 10 ranked welterweights, different story. That could go who knows how. But Santiago got it done, decision unanimous. I had this fight 30-27. I don't know how there was some 29-28s here, but I would have to double check the match. But from what I remember seeing, Santiago won pretty decisively. Then in the middleweight division, we had Trevor Hot Sauce Smith versus Joe Gigliotto, and this was Joe's UFC debut. And then Trevor Smith, he's a Strikeforce veteran, he's a UFC veteran at this point. Got the dominant decision. I mean, he just grinded. He grinded out Joe. He took him down and grinded him out, ground and pound. And it was closed, open and shut case for Trevor Smith. A good win to get really back on track on things for Trevor Smith. And yeah, he wins unanimous decision, and it was 30-26 across the board. Then to kick off the main card, we had a women's strawweight bout with one of my favorite fighters, Marina Moros, versus Danielle Taylor. Danielle Taylor, this was her UFC debut. Marina Moros, I expected a whole lot more with her. I thought she was going to get arm bars, work those arm bars in the first round and get them. I thought she was going to use her height and reach advantage, land a couple clean shots on Danielle Taylor, and then just boom, go for those takedowns, and then work the arm bar. But I mean, she stood and traded with her, and she actually had a really low striking percentage on this. She missed a lot of shots. Danielle Taylor was, it was pretty much a cat and mouse game with this fight. Some people felt Taylor should have won. I felt like Marina Moros did just barely enough to win. Yeah, it was split decision win for her. 28-29, 29-28, and 30-27. And yeah, Marina Moros didn't have the most impressive win. I think she needs to watch this fight with her striking coach. She will learn a lot from watching this fight. I think her grappling skills are great, but I think we saw here that she needs to work on her striking, and I think she's young still, and she will. And the sky's the limit for Marina Moros. So there you have it. There is a post-fight show for this card, Rodríguez versus Caceres. Stay tuned for my next episode, which is going to be a pre-fight show for the big one, UFC 202, Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor at 170 pounds. Until then, see ya.